All right, husbands, your turn. Yesterday, it was about how wives live as children of light in relationship. Now, husbands, it is your turn. And it's a little bit of a longer chunk. Ephesians 5 says this: Husbands, love your wives, just as Christ loved the church and gave himself up for her to make her holy, cleansing her by the washing with water through the word, and to present her to himself as a radiant church without stain or wrinkle or any other blemish, but holy and blameless. In the same way, husbands ought to love their wives as their own bodies. He who loves his wife loves himself. After all, no one ever hated his own body, but he feeds and cares for it, just as Christ does the church. For we are members of his body. For this reason, a man will leave his father and mother and be united to his wife, and the two will become one flesh. This is a profound mystery, but I'm talking about Christ and the church. However, each one of you must also love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband. So, husbands, how do you submit to one another in respect for Christ? How do you do that in relationship to your wife? You do that by loving her. What does love look like? Love is patient. Love is kind. Love keeps no record of wrongs. That is your relationship to your wife. That's how you submit to her. Now, do you love your wife enough to die for her? If there's a gunman, would you take the bullet? I know a lot of guys that would say yes. Good. Do you also live that way? Do you love her enough to say, "Hun, you pick out what we watch tonight"? And to love her enough to not to do it grudgingly, not to say, "Oh, it's your turn," but to say, "Hun, I love you, you pick." That's a little bit harder, isn't it? But you are supposed to be a picture of Jesus. Jesus, who not only died for his church, but lived for his church. You are to be a picture of Jesus, and that is your relationship to your wife. Not the boss, not commanding, but saying, "You first. I love you." Now, wives, just like I told the husbands yesterday, was for you, not for them. Wives, if you say, "Love me more," it's not going to help. This is what husbands are being told to do. So husbands, I want you to love your wife. You be a picture of Jesus.